Hi again. Welcome to my mini guide on Defense War. I went over it briefly in my beginner's guide, and now I want to show you how Defense War works in game. There are a few ways to join the event. 10 minutes before it starts, the recruitment will open up. You can either join through the pop-up menu or speaking to the teleporter in Port of Blue Harbor. Remember how I told you that Defense War is often done on Japanese servers? Well, there's also an unofficial rule here for choosing your difficulty. If you wish to do it on hard difficulty, you should join Japanese Free Chat 1. If you wish to do it on Nightmare difficulty, you should join Japanese Free Chat 2. This is why the second Japanese channel gets sudden spikes of players during these times, and why there's often a crowd of people waiting around the teleporter around this NPC. Once the recruitment starts, this NPC will turn into a teleporter, and in this case, I'm going to be doing the Nightmare difficulty. This NPC also hands out a quest where you can turn in your drops you get in the war for potions usable in the war itself. This potion, for example, heals 1000 MP and 1000 HP with a 90-second cooldown. Now, the recruitment is about to start. Here, you can see the NPC turning into a teleporter, and a pop-up menu also allowing you to join called Standby. The teleporter itself allows you to choose which instance you can join, while the pop-up menu doesn't allow that, but most people tend to use the pop-up menu anyway. Now when you join the war itself, here's where people use the auto party function to find a party, so you don't need to worry about whether or not people invite you or not. Since recruitment tends to open up 10 minutes before the event actually starts, there's going to be a lot of waiting, so here I'll explain what the strategies are. While strategies aren't super important here and they can vary, at the start of the war, 2 teleporters will spawn, referred to as Teleporter 1 being at the top right and Teleporter 2 being in the top left. Parties typically split their members between the two, but I recommend going with your party if you're on a support class. After these 2 are destroyed, other teleporters will start to spawn after a certain time limit has been reached. It's pretty simple, and you will probably not lose the war unless there's hardly any players in your instance. A popular class of choice in Defense War is Samurai, as Samurai has a lot of self-sustained skills and AoEs. In this area, automatic HP and MP regeneration are turned off, and there are a lot of mobs spawned by the teleporters, making Samurai the best class to pick. I'll choose to go to the second teleporter this time. From here out, the video will be pretty self-explanatory, so I'll only be adding commentary when I feel like it's necessary to provide information on something happening. Once I kill my teleporter, I see on the map that the other teleporter is still up, so I go over to help. Now, since I killed the second teleporter, I move on to the third. This one usually doesn't spawn before we kill the first 2, but since we took a while to kill it, it spawned before then. I decided to help out on the other teleporters since we're kinda struggling on time and kills, and the other one spawned before we could even kill the third one. At this point, it's kind of apparent that we can't really keep all the teleporters destroyed, so I'm moving on to defend the barricade instead. Sometimes this will happen. Now that we're done Defense War, we got a bunch of loot that we got from the Defense War. So I'm going to give you a little rundown of what the loot does and what it's for, and where you can turn it in for rewards. Here starting off is the Millenary piece. This is going to be the most common loot in Defense War. This allows you to turn it in for handy items once you've gotten about 1,000. The red orbs are the drops that you will use to turn into the NPC that I showed in the beginning of the video for potions. And lastly, the main loot, sardonyx, is used for crafting gear, and you can find the NPC to craft these gears and turn in your millenary pieces here. This cart over here is used for millenary pieces. The NPC over here is the one that uses sardonyx to craft gear. There's only a select variety of gears, so make sure you know what these gears are before you craft them. That concludes my defense war guide. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a comment down below. Until next time.